Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's Facebook and Instagram Live. I'm Christine Daal with Fashion Ninja Warrior, and tonight is episode number 78. We are going to talk about things I learned from my 7 years of network marketing. So a little bit of an interesting topic tonight, very personable. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience and the things that I learned over 15 years ago that I still use today in my current business. Hey Divine, how are you? Thanks so much for watching. So as always, don't forget to share this video. If you're on Facebook, you can share it. Just know that people cannot watch it unless they're part of the group. So just give them a heads up before you share the video and let them know, join the group first, and then you can watch these Facebook Lives. Hey, Facia. Oh my gosh, I just butchered your name. I apologize, guys. I am exhausted. I did 2 trade shows back-to-back yesterday and today. Client meetings back-to-back. Fabric sourcing back-to-back. I am exhausted, but I wanted to be sure to be on here for you guys and give you valuable information. Hi, Stacy. How are you? So don't forget to share this video. If you're on Instagram, it'll be up for 24 hours in our stories. Otherwise, you can watch the replay in our Fearless Fashionpreneur Facebook group. Yay! Glad you can watch too, Stacy. Don't forget to give me your hearts, give me your thumbs up, give me your comments. I love it. It's like oxygen to me. Hey, Candy. So good seeing you at the show. And let me know if you're liking all the stuff that we are discussing, because these Facebook Lives are for you. I want to give you valuable information every single week, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tonight we're going to discuss 12 things I learned from 7 years of network marketing that I still use today in my business. We're going to talk about how to effectively utilize coupon codes for your business. Hey, Denise. We're going to talk about the difference between designing a product that is a want versus a need, and which is better for sales, how to earn residual income, and so much more. So let's get started. So back in 2005, almost 15 years ago, I literally joined a network marketing company. So how many of you, first of all, know what network marketing is? You've heard of it. Maybe you've been involved in network marketing. Give me a yes. Give me an I have. I know. No, I've never heard of it. Hey, Sharona. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to comment because the comments are delayed. Hey, Kay, how are you? Who's heard of network marketing? Who knows what it is? Who doesn't know what it is? Give me some feedback so I kind of know who I'm talking to here. Hey, hey. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Facia says, yes, I was a victim. Denise says, no. Okay. Kristen, yes, I have. Okay, cool. So network marketing, we'll kind of just define the term here. Also called multi-level marketing. Those of you who might have heard that term, or MLM. Also known as direct sales, referral marketing. It's basically a marketing strategy for the sale of products or services where the company's revenue is basically coming from a non-salaried workforce. So they have a huge workforce that is not on salary, that sells these products and services on behalf of the company. And the participants, the workforce, they are paid based on 2 things. 1, they're based on the sale of these products and services, but 2, they're also paid on the recruiting of other people for their team who then go out and sell these products and services, okay? So it's also known as direct sales. If you've heard of direct sales, it's basically a form of referral marketing. So think about things that people compliment you on or ask you about every single day. Hey, do you know a doctor in the area? Hey, do you know this? I had tons of people compliment me on my bracelet today, and I was telling them all about my friend who makes these bracelets, and she doesn't pay me to do that. I'm doing that because I love the product, right? But it'd be great if she was paying me to do that, right? And so it's kind of the same as influencer marketing, also the same as word of mouth marketing, affiliate marketing. So in today's day and age, I'm sure you've heard of things like influencer marketing. It's kind of really actually along the same lines. Now, Stacy said pyramid scheme, which I'm glad you brought that up. So a lot of people have a negative connotation with things like network marketing and call it a pyramid scheme, because there were a lot of companies, unfortunately, that literally did not have a product or service to sell. And literally people were getting paid to bring people on their team, but there was no exchange of a product or service. So that's technically illegal, and that's what's known as a pyramid scheme. And people have definitely gone to jail for doing things like that. But today, there's so many companies that I'm sure I'm going to name a couple of them right now that you've probably heard of and may have even bought products from. So companies like Avon, Mary Kay, Tupperware, doTERRA oils, Young Living oils, Send Out cards, and so many other companies all make their money this way. This is literally how they put their product out in the market. They find people that love the product, want to talk about it, want to share it, and then they pay those people for doing so, right? So it's a very legitimate thing to do. It is legal. You can actually do it in your own business. This is called affiliate marketing. You can have something on your website. If you're using Shopify, referral candy is literally what this is. You are paying people to be an affiliate for you. You're paying people to be an ambassador for your brand. And every time they sell something, whether it's on their blog or on their Instagram, they get paid a little percentage of the sales, right? That's essentially what this is. So Candy says, I'm clueless on marketing. Okay, so funny. Awesome. Destiny's Page, thanks so much for joining. So let's talk about the 14 things I learned that I literally still use in my business today. So the first thing I learned was that my job, at the time I had a full-time job, was a pyramid. So I'm glad that Stacy brought up the pyramid scheme, because the idea with network marketing, MLM marketing, whatever you want to call it, is people have this concept that it's shaped like a pyramid, right? One person is at the top making all the money because they have all these people underneath of them who are going out and selling all the products and services, and they benefit from that, right? And what I quickly learned after joining a network marketing company is that my job was a pyramid, right? Like, I have a boss that is above me, right? Probably the owner of the company, whatever the case may be. That person makes all of the money. They've got people underneath them and people underneath them and people underneath them. And it's pretty much shaped like a pyramid, right? One guy at the top, one woman at the top, whatever the case may be. And then all these people underneath that they benefit from. And so I quickly realized that I don't really like that scenario. I don't really want someone else benefiting from me. I really want to be my own boss. I really want to have my own company, which I always knew and I always wanted. But then I kind of came to even more of a realization about this, and my eyes were really opened when I started to think about the fact that my job's also a pyramid. So kind of not cool. Kristen says, everything is a pyramid. Yes, a lot of things in life are a pyramid. Hey, Sarah, thanks for joining. So that was the first thing I learned. The second thing I learned was that I needed to find a way to get paid while I sleep. This is also known as residual income. So who's heard of residual income? Give me a yes. Give me a I have. Give me a I have not. What is that, Christine? I want to hear from you guys. There's a lot of you on tonight, so I want feedback. I want to feel like this is a two-way conversation, not a one-way conversation. So start typing, people. Yes, Stacy knows what residual income is. Okay, cool. So residual income, and the idea with a lot of these MLM companies is that there's typically some sort of monthly plan. So whether it's a product, whether it's a service, doesn't matter. There's usually some sort of monthly plan that you can get people on, and that's kind of how you make residual income, right? There's only a few ways to be financially free in the world we live in, and getting paid residual income is one of them, right? An actor, for instance, makes a movie. They get paid over and over again every time that movie is played, is aired on TV, is downloaded, whatever the case may be. Same thing with musicians, right? They get a royalty fee. Every time that song is sold, every time it's played on the radio, etc., they are getting paid a residual check from making that song one time, right? So the idea is a one-time effort that then your money is kind of earning money for you and it's working for you. So you ultimately could get paid while you sleep, right? Tom Cruise could never do another movie again in his life. He doesn't need to, and he could sleep all the rest of the days of his life if he really wanted to. He would still make money because of all the movies he's been in, right? This is a very good way to make residual income and be financially free. You cannot get ahead if you are trading your time for money, because that's what your job is. And if you continue to do that, you're going to eventually run out of time. And if you run out of time and you can't work, then you can't get paid, right? So this is one of the reasons that I have online courses, because it's obviously very scalable for me. I put in the effort one time to make the course, and then I get to sell it over and over again. It's also beneficial for you. It's a lot more affordable this way. I don't need to charge crazy prices, and it's a win-win for everyone, right? In the same way, you can do this in your business. So Candy's asking, can we do this as a designer? Yes, you essentially can. So the idea here is doing things in a way that you're mass producing, right? The development of one style takes so long to do and is so time consuming to perfect the fit and perfect everything that once you have that down, all you need to do is now mass produce that. And obviously, hopefully it sells. And if it is selling, you produce it over and over and over again, right? So in a way, you are earning residual income off of that one-time effort of making that one style. Now, maybe you're cutting that style in a new fabric, maybe you're cutting it in a different print, in a different color, whatever it is that you have to do to kind of make that new and exciting for people. But this is how everyone makes money. This is why Zara can sell you a t-shirt for $5 because they're cutting 100,000 t-shirts, right? They're producing huge mass quantities. They're spending the time to produce that t-shirt once, but then they're making $500,000 or 500,000 items of t-shirts and essentially making money every single time one of those is sold, right? So that's kind of how you can do it in your business. And I talk more about residual income and how to really be financially free in our Facebook Live number 36 called The Real Reason You're Not Investing in Yourself and Your Business. So I definitely recommend you go watch that video. I'll put a link on Facebook. It's really good. And we really talk about how to actually set yourself up to be financially free and look at investing as a way to make money instead of spending money, okay? Awesome. So I hope that was beneficial for all of you. Number 3, the third thing I learned from doing network marketing is the benefit of having a system set up for you. So when you're doing any of these MLMs, direct marketing, the nice thing is they've done all the work for you already. You have your own website from day one already done. You have marketing materials already done. You can just go on and print them out, order them, whatever you need. You've got support. You've got customer support for all the customers that you're getting on, so you're not the one fielding all the calls. You basically have all of the benefits of owning your own business without all of the headaches of owning your own business. So those of you who do have your own business know there are a lot of headaches that come along the way. And so that's one of the benefits of doing a direct sales company because they've set up a system for you, right? So every time I've ever started a business, whether it was my own line, whether it was my cookie business that I had a couple years ago, whether it was my coaching business, I had to literally create everything from scratch, which is super annoying and time consuming, right? Which is also why I've done everything possible to try to take all of the systems I built, especially when I had my own fashion line, and duplicate them for you guys, for my clients, for my FSI students. This is why our entire FSI course, our Fashion Startup Intensive, it's literally a giant system. Literally. And for those of you who don't know, I love the word system because it stands for, does anyone know what it stands for? I should ask you first before I give it away. Who knows what the word system stands for? Type it in if you know what it means. SYSTEM. What does it stand for? Hey, Nicole. Hey, Mafi. I know somebody's got to know. Hopefully you've been watching my Facebook Lives. I talk about this all the time. Who knows? Who knows? I want to hear. System. What does it stand for? All right, I'll give you a hint. S stands for save. Y stands for yourself. All right, I'll give it to you guys. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. Kristen's got it. Awesome. Yes. Who doesn't want to save time, energy, and money? Time, energy, and money are, in my opinion, the 3 most important resources we have on this earth. You need to use them wisely, okay? So that's what system stands for, and that's why I created the Fashion Startup Intensive. It is literally a giant system that teaches you step by step, action by action, what you need to do, in what order, to make sure that you have a profitable, successful fashion line. Hey, Sam, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. All right, so moving right along. The 4th thing I learned from doing network marketing is the importance of mindset. So this is kind of where I picked up my whole whatever it takes attitude, the whole WIT attitude that I talk about with you guys all the time. I literally learned to give up my nights, give up my weekends, pretty much give up my entire life. I was working full-time and building this business on the side. And it really taught me to have discipline, to be determined, and really to do whatever it takes. And so that was so awesome and so valuable. And I still use that mindset till today. And I still teach my clients how to use that mindset, right? It also taught me how to be excited and how to act excited, even when maybe you're not feeling super excited on the inside, but understanding that excitement is contagious. Like, people want to be around people that are super excited about what they're doing. Why? Because most people are miserable because they have a job in something that they don't really want to do, and they probably have a passion that they've put on the back burner or aren't pursuing, and that's why they're miserable, right? So especially here in New York City, people always say New Yorkers are mean. It's not that we're mean. It's just that, honestly, a lot of them are miserable. They're in jobs, working crazy hours, and they have a crazy commute home every single day, and it's tiring and it's exhausting, right? So learn to be excited. Learn to be excited about the future. Learn to have vision. That vision is going to help you to be excited, because then you're not going to focus on your current circumstances, and you're going to focus on the future of what God has for you. It also taught me to learn that the word no just makes room for the word yes, right? So every time you say no to someone, if someone asks you to do something for them, right? You don't always have to say yes. You don't have to be a people pleaser. So learn to say no to other people, and that's going to help open things up so that you can say yes to the right opportunities. And also vice versa. If someone gives you a no, right, that just helps you eliminate that person, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a future customer, right? That just helps you eliminate that person so that you can go out and find the people that actually want to work with you or actually want to carry your line, right? So if a boutique says no, be like, yes, awesome, that's great. I'm so excited that you said no, because now I can move on to the next buyer, right? And somebody that actually wants my fashion line in their store. That's the attitude that you have to have. That's the kind of excitement. That's the kind of urgency. That's the kind of expectation that you should be putting on God and on what you want for your fashion business. And then I also really learned through this importance of mindset, the importance of getting coaching and training. We had constant mindset trainings all the time. And I really, really learned really quickly how valuable it was. Like, I would listen to the same mindset training week after week after week. And you would think, okay, I've got it memorized. Why do I need to keep hearing this? I did need to keep hearing it, because you go through stuff. Life happens, right? Someone might get sick. Someone might have a bad relationship breakup or something, right? Like, stuff happens to us, and our mind goes all over the place. And the enemy loves to come in, start planting lies in your head, telling you you're no good, that you're never going to make it, and all that other junk. And you really need to push all that stuff out, pray to God, and make sure that you are in the right mindset. And so we have a great online course called our Fashion Business Foundation that's all about how to have that winning business owner mind. So I definitely highly recommend that you take that course. Okay, number 5, I learned to always be promoting. So one of the things they taught us was that everything is an event. So even if it's something that's really, really super small, for instance, these Facebook Lives are not a huge event per se, but if I act like they're a huge event, you're going to act like they're a huge event, and you're going to participate, and you're going to get on, right? So with the level of excitement and how you act towards things is how other people are going to perceive them and act towards them. So I act like everything's a huge, huge party. Like, I'm turning, this is my 50th birthday party, right? Like, super excited, like everyone's got to come, once in a lifetime, whatever, I'm just making an example. But everything is an event, and everything has to be promoted like it's a super, super event, like the Super Bowl, right? Like, how would you invite someone to the Super Bowl? You've got tickets to the Super Bowl and you're trying to invite somebody. How would you act, right? That's the way you need to act for everything. So if you're talking to a buyer, if you're talking to a customer, you're trying to get people to go to your pop-up shop, you're trying to get people to go to your trunk show, right? You need to act that excited when you're talking to them. And I do the same thing with my business with these Facebook Lives. I do the same thing with our webinars. Anything and everything, trade shows, I'm always talking about it with that level of excitement, and that's only going to help you succeed, because again, people are attracted to excitement. All right, are you guys liking this? We're on number 6. We've got a lot more to cover. Okay, so number 6, I learned how to network and talk to people. So because of the fact that you are paid to basically recruit people underneath of you, you start to get really good at talking to people. And so I learned really quickly how to work the room, how to network with people. I personally don't like networking. It's not something that I enjoy, but I learned to make it kind of a game and to figure out how to make it effective. And we have a whole Facebook Live. It's episode number 23 on how to nail networking events. I definitely highly recommend you watch it. But the one thing I noticed that was the most effective that I still use today in my business is showing genuine interest in others, right? People don't want to feel like they're just a sale or that they're just your ticket to, making money or something. People want to feel like you are genuinely interested in what it is they have to say and what it is they're doing and what they're all about, right? So the best way to do that is just to be genuinely interested, right? Ask someone, where are you from? You know, what type of business are you doing? What are you all about? When you have customers come up to you, maybe you're at a pop-up shop, right? Act really interested. Ask them about their clothing. Where did they get it? You know, where do they typically shop? Do they like to go to pop-ups? Do they like to go online? Like, ask them stuff. Get familiar with them. Build relationships with them. And anytime that you can help other people, it is always going to come back to you. So even when I do these trade shows, I'm always giving out free information and free resources to people, because I know that if I give out enough free information and I help enough people, it's only going to come back to me tenfold. So the number one thing you can do to network and really build relationships with people and get to know them is to just be genuinely interested in them. All right, number 7, the 7th thing I learned is to be good at an elevator pitch. So often I had to explain to people in less than a minute, and I did a lot of networking events and different things where people would go around, kind of like a speed networking thing, right? And you'd have to literally say what you did in less than a minute. And a minute is not a long period of time. So you really have to get good at being concise and clear and making sure that people understand what it is that you do, right? So I always say this to my clients, and it's the same for all of you. You need to be able to explain your line in 1 to 2 sentences max, right? People, I ask them all the time, what type of line are you doing? They like fumble over their words. This is not a, equation, math equation that's like made to stump you. You should know what your line is about. So an example, I design a line of contemporary dresses, shirt dresses, let's just say. I design a line of contemporary shirt dresses for women ages 25 to 35 who want easy pieces to take them from work to drinks. Done. You now have a picture exactly in your mind of exactly what type of line I'm doing. It's not that hard, guys. So really, really get good at what your elevator pitch is, so that when you're talking to a buyer, so that when you're talking to customers, so that when you're talking to fabric vendors, you can articulate exactly what it is you're doing so that people can help you, they can buy from you, etc. All right? Are you guys loving this? Give me a yes. Give me a no. If you're not loving it, hopefully you're not loving it. Hopefully you are loving it, I should say. We've got a lot more to go, so I want to hear from you guys. You guys are so quiet tonight, and there's a lot of you on. Aisha gave me a heart. Thanks. Okay, Stacy says yes. Thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you so much. So number 8, what are we on? Yes, number 8. I learned how to get really good at public speaking. So I did a ton of speaking in this network marketing company, and literally I would speak in front of 100 people, sometimes 500 people. And I learned to get really, really good at it. And I learned that I actually love it. I really love speaking in front of other people. As much as I am typically very nervous and I get the jitters, of course, before I have to go up and speak, I really, really, truly love it. And I especially love talking about personal development stuff. I love talking about mindset. I love talking about things that I know are going to make a difference, not only in your business, but in your life. Like, a lot of these principles can be applied to your just everyday life. It's so, so true and so, so important. Like, studies have been shown, even people who work out are better at business, they're better at relationships. Like, everything in your life just works out a lot easier if you're the type of person that goes to the gym and works out or something, because it all plays into a huge role of chemically how our bodies are made up, and then also psychologically, like the diligence of having to be diligent and going to the gym however many times a week you go or whatever you do to be active, right? There's a certain discipline in that, and so that's only going to carry over into the other areas of your life. All right, so that's number 8. Excuse me. Number 9, this is a good one. The fortune is in the follow-up. So this was a big thing that we talked about all the time in this network marketing company that I was part of. So this applies whether they're customers you're following up on, whether it's buyers that you've talked to, right? And just understand, again, that no, if somebody says no to you, just interpret that as not right now. That doesn't mean you can never talk to that person again, but they're just saying not right now. They're saying, hey, I'm good. I don't need this for my store. Not right now. That doesn't mean next season you can't reapproach them, right? So we have an entire 12-step process on how to reach out to buyers and follow up with buyers. It's all inside our course, the Successful Sales Secrets course. It is phenomenal. And literally, people have talked about, and I'm going to give you some good sales statistics in a minute, the number of times you have to reach out to somebody and follow up with someone in order to get the sale, and it is crazy. Actually, I should have you guys take a guess because I'm going to give you some stats in a minute. I want to hear from you guys. Take a guess on the number of times that you have to follow up with someone in order to usually get the sale. Take a guess. Do you think it's 2 times? Do you think it's 5 times? Do you think it's 20 times, right? Whatever you think it is, type it in the comments, and I'm going to give you some awesome sales statistics in a minute. We also have a very specific process on how to get celebs to wear your stuff and actually follow up with them to actually make sure that they wear the product that you're giving them, and that's all inside our Pure Like a Boss course. So cool. Facia said 7, Stacy 6, Candy 10, Denise 7, Veronique, sorry, I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, 10. Okay, awesome. So anywhere between 6 and 10. Very good. You are very close. Okay, so I'm going to give you some awesome sales statistics. So 48% of sales, people never follow up with the prospect. 25% of sales, people make a second contact with the person and then stop. 12% of sales, people only make 3 contacts with the person and then stop. And only 10% of salespeople, so if you're trying to sell something, you are technically a salesperson, only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Okay, so that's on the sales side of the equation. Now talking about how many times you have to reach out. So 2% of sales are made typically on the first contact. Only 2%. 3% are made on the second contact. 5% are made on the third contact, 10% are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So literally what these stats tell you, and those of you who said 6 to 10, you are actually correct. Anywhere from 5 to 12 times is how many times you have to reach out to somebody. That's why we have a 12-step process on reaching out to buyers and following up with buyers, because sometimes it literally takes that many times for them to really get to know you, for them to really trust you, and for them to really take a look at your line and potentially have it in their store. Okay, the 10th thing I learned from network marketing is how to close, and really specifically how to combat objections and getting people to call you back. Okay, so there was one really specific thing that they taught us, and this kind of goes into the whole importance of urgency, creating urgency, closing on the spot. I definitely have gotten way more sales trying to close people on the spot than I have following up with them, because people will change their mind. People do whatever they want to do, right? It's the same thing when you're doing something in person, like a pop-up shop. If somebody says, oh, I'm going to buy that online. Why are you going to buy it online? I have it right here. It's in the color you want. It's in the size you want. You just tried it on. It looks great on you. Buy it right now, right? But you've got to have a reason for them to buy it right now, right? So if you're not running a coupon sale or some kind of sale or code or something that's a limited time, very, very important, there's no reason for them to buy it right on the spot, right? So you've got to have a reason. So I learned very, very quickly to always have a limited time sale, offer, coupon code, whatever the case may be. And you guys can do the same thing for your business, okay? So have a show special only if you're doing a trade show. Have a coupon code or a sale for the pop-up shop that you're running, right? Only good till Sunday, ends at midnight. You've got to buy it now. Only good in person. You could say something like that. They can't buy it online if they want the coupon code, right? Make up whatever kind of sale you want to be able to push people to buy immediately, okay? And this works for online as well. If you're DMing people and saying, hey, we've got a 4th of July sale going on. By the way, here's a coupon code, ends on Monday at midnight, right? Don't tell them it doesn't end ever, because they'll never go to your website and buy anything. But if you tell them, hey, 40% off, ends on Monday, they're probably going to run over there and see if they can buy something for 40% off, right? So how to close, creating a sense of urgency, and also how to get people to call you back. So if you're calling a buyer, you're calling whoever, right? You're trying to get a celeb to wear your stuff, whatever the case may be, and you need to leave a voicemail for someone, and you're like, all right, this person's never going to call me back if I actually tell them what I'm calling about. Don't tell them what you're calling about. Say, hey, this is Christine Daal from Fashion Warrior. Look, I've got something really exciting I need to tell you. Please call me back as soon as possible. Here's my phone number. Done. You've told them nothing about what you actually want to talk about, and you've created excitement because you said you have something really exciting that you want to talk to them about, and now they're going to want to call you back immediately. So that's a little tip thrown in there for you of how to get people to call you back when you're leaving voicemails, okay? Awesome. Number 11, the importance of community and accountability. So this was one of the things I learned really, really quickly. I was fortunate enough to be in a really great group of people that I was building this business with, and we became friends. It was kind of almost like, honestly, it was kind of like the show Friends. Like, I almost want to say there were 3 girls and 3 guys, but it wasn't quite even like that. But, or whatever the number is on Friends, 4 girls and 4 guys. I forget what it is. Anyway, it was kind of like friends. We just all hung out together. We did the business together. We traveled together. Like, we really built this cool bond and community, and it helped us stay accountable, right? Because then people, our friends would ask us, hey, how many people did you talk to this week? Or how many one-on-ones did you set up? Or how many, meetings do you have going on? Or who are you talking to? Or who can I get on the phone with for you? Or whatever the case may be, right? So this is exactly why I do this Facebook group. This is exactly why I do these Facebook Lives, right? Exactly why we have a private Facebook mastermind group only for our Fashion Startup Intensive students, because I'm trying to build a community, because I know the importance of community. I know how important it is to stay accountable. And if you're involved in something where other people are rooting you on, they're cheering you on, they want you to succeed, it is only going to help you succeed more. Because when you're down, when you feel like you're down on your luck, things aren't going well, you can always lean back on them. So this is why I've created Facebook groups. This is why we have a personal, private Facebook group only for our Fashion Startup Intensive students. And this is why I do these Facebook Lives, because community makes a difference. So whatever type of business you're doing, if you're doing a swimwear line, if you're doing a children's wear line, like, you need to cultivate that community. Instagram is one way to do that. Facebook groups is another way to do that. But you really, really need to grab hold of those people and build relationships with them and network with them. All right, number 12. I learned that people will always choose convenience over saving money. So if you've ever wondered why Uber is super successful, it is because it is convenient, right? We don't care about paying an extra $1, $2, maybe even $5 than taking the subway or taking a bus or whatever the case may be, or paying for parking or driving our car and having to spend gas money, right? We don't mind taking an Uber because it is super, super convenient, and people will always pay for convenience, okay? So this kind of falls into the line of designing a line for a want and designing a line for a need, right? And what do I mean by that? So a lot of people come to me and they're like, I have this idea, I'm solving a problem that's out in the market. I know people need this. Like, people need my stuff. And a lot of times that's good, but sometimes it's not enough, because people don't always buy based on needs. People buy based on wants, because buying fashion items, clothing, apparel, bags, shoes, whatever, a lot of it's based on emotion. And so a lot of times people will buy something that they totally don't even need, but they're just like, oh my gosh, these earrings are so cute. I have a million pairs of earrings, but they don't think about that at the time that they're buying those earrings. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have nothing like this. I need this in my closet. Boom, they whip out their credit card. They've made a sale, right? As opposed to maybe you've developed some kind of crazy earring that never comes off your ear, or a baby can never yank, or whatever the crazy thing is that you're coming up with. And you're like, oh, moms everywhere need this because babies are always yanking on their earring. They might need that thing, but they might not want it. And if they don't want it, they're probably not buying it. So oftentimes I recommend developing a line that's just something that people want. It's not to say that developing a line that people need is bad. There are definitely awesome things out there. For instance, developing a legging with mesh inserts, yeah, super cool. I might want it, right? But developing a legging with a side pocket for my cell phone, I now need that, right? I have a million leggings, but I don't have any with a side pocket for my cell phone. And guess what? I need to carry my cell phone everywhere I go. It has to be attached at my hip. And literally now it can be with leggings with the side pocket, right? So the side pocket is the need, the mesh is the want, right? You can even combine the two, and now you have a need and a want together in one legging, in one product. And that's really awesome, and that's really the best of both worlds. But if I had to pick probably one or the other, I would probably lean towards the want rather than the need. But that's not in every case. So it is case specific, and it does depend on what exactly you're doing. Okay, number 13, we are almost done here, guys. Number 13 is, oh, my computer froze. Okay. being first doesn't always mean you are successful or that you will be successful. So one of the things that we marketed in this network marketing company was video phones. And this was before there was FaceTime. This was right around the time when Skype first came out, when VoIP first came out, right? So video phone was a very new thing. People did not have video on their cell phones, okay? And so their whole thing was, we're the first to have it. We're going to develop these video phones. People have to buy 2 of them because you need one on both ends of it, right? Blah, blah, blah. And honestly, they don't sell the video phones anymore because now everyone has video on their cell phone, because we have FaceTime, because we have WhatsApp, because Facebook now has Portal, which is like changing the whole game of like video conferencing, right? And so oftentimes, just because you're the first one to market something doesn't always mean you're going to be successful, right? And sometimes you're just too early. Like there were so many times as a designer, I was just way too early with trends. Like this was the trend happening and buyers didn't want to see it. They were too stuck in what their comfort was, what they know would sell. They didn't want to look at new stuff. And I would show them something and then literally a season later, show it to them again and they would love it. So sometimes I was just too early, right? So I always tell people, don't be worried if people copy you. Don't be worried about that stuff, because if you are too early and people start to copy you, that's only going to make your item or your business or your brand excel more, because now it's becoming more popular, right? The first person to come up with, I don't know, the jegging, right? Probably wasn't the most profitable, but because everyone else copied that person and made 1 million jeggings, and now we all wear jeggings, that person's profitable, right? So don't always be so worried if someone copies you, all right? And last but not least, number 14, the 14th thing I learned from doing 7 years of network marketing is that church can actually be fun. So actually the network marketing company I joined with is a Christian-based company, and we would do these retreats 4 times a year, and they would always be over a weekend. And so on Sunday mornings, they had a non-denominational worship service. And so this was my first exposure to a non-denominational Christian atmosphere. And I was totally blown away. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. I didn't even know this existed. To me, my point of church, my view of church, I should say, up until that point was that it was very boring, that there's some old guy up at the front that you can barely understand telling you about things that relate nothing to what your life is like today. And this was the total opposite. And literally, this is how I came to give my life over to Christ and be saved. So through this network marketing company, I grew a passion for God. I grew a passion for the Bible. I grew a passion for all of that, and eventually gave my life to Christ. So I am super, super fortunate to have had that experience. I would possibly not have had that experience had I not joined this network marketing company. And it was through this company that I met my good friend Lynn, who was the one that introduced me to the church where I now go, and met my current husband and now got married and had a baby with. So literally my entire life changed just from joining this network marketing company almost 15 years ago. So yes, wow, it is correct. So I owe a lot to my friend Lynn, obviously, for inviting me to go to her church. But I also owe a lot to this company for introducing me to a side of church that I didn't even know existed, and that can be fun and hip and cool and have really cool worship bands playing and all that great stuff. So church doesn't have to be boring. It can actually be fun, people. So, and now God has totally impacted my business. I couldn't have done it without him. And it's just awesome. Doing life with God is totally 100 times better than doing life without him. So that's my little tidbit for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 14 tips on the things that I learned from doing network marketing. I hope you can apply a lot of them to your own business so that you can be successful as well. So don't forget to go back and watch those Facebook Lives that I mentioned. I'll put links in the bio on Facebook. Also, don't forget to take one of our classes. If you need to get your mindset on track, we've got our Fashion Business Foundation. If you want to learn our 12-step process for reaching out to buyers, we've got a course on that. If you want to learn our process to how to get celebs wearing your stuff for free, we've got a course on that. We also have our Miami tour coming up. So it sold out the first time back in May. We're doing another one in September. So definitely be sure that you buy your tickets ASAP. It is Miami tour, the number 2.eventbrite.com. Next week, we won't be here for our Facebook Live because we'll be doing a live webinar masterclass. So definitely check that out. It's called our Top 14 Mistakes Designers Make and How to Avoid Them. You definitely don't want to make these mistakes. It could literally cost you your business. So sign up for that by going to fashioningtoworry.com/14 mistakes. And there's a link in the bio on Instagram as well. Also, I'll be taking the entire month of August off from doing these Facebook Lives. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, guys. So we're not going to do any Facebook Lives in August. I'm going to miss you, I know, but I'm doing tons of traveling. I'm traveling with my husband. We're actually going away our first time without the baby. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then we're doing 3 trade shows. I'll be at the Magic Show in Vegas. I'll be at the Apparel Textile Sourcing Show in Canada. And then I'll be at the DG Expo in Chicago. So literally back-to-back traveling all of the month of August. It's going to be kind of crazy for me. So I will not be doing the Facebook Lives, but I will see you all back again in September after Labor Day for our Facebook Lives. And don't worry, we'll notify you when we're back again. Also, don't forget, we are trying to figure out a name/topic ideas for our podcast. So if you're interested, please vote on our Facebook group, or if you got our email, please reply to the email. We're looking for a name. We're looking for topics. Do you want to hear about more fashion business stuff like with the Facebook Lives? Or do you want to hear about more personal things or more Christian faith-based things? How to be Christian in the fashion industry, how to incorporate your faith into your business, all of that fun stuff. Let me know. Write it in the comments. Post it on our Facebook group. Reply to our emails. Let us know what you want to hear because we do these things for you. All right, guys. I love you all. Thanks so much. And we'll be back in September. Don't forget to sign up for the 14 Mistakes webinar happening next week. It is going to be amazing. You don't want to miss these 14 mistakes. You definitely don't want to make these mistakes. I've seen people make them. I've seen people blow $250,000 in their business and have nothing to show for it. So you definitely don't want to miss this. All right, I'll see you in Vegas, Rakina. Awesome. Yay. Love you guys. Have a good night.